Good evening, Doctor. How
Good
are you
evening.
today?
I'm all right, thank you.
So great. Now, before we start our lecture, we would like to request the Dharma to show respect. Yeah, thank you
Okay.
so much. We respectfully request our honored Dr. Bodhi, the preacher of the Buddha teachings, to expound upon the profound and wonderful meanings of the Buddha's teaching. Thank you so much. So
Okay.
I will
Thank
share the
you.
screen so you can see the screen, right? So where shall we start, please?
Okay, no problem. Thank you. All the best. Thanks for the introduction and the wishes. All right, now I don't know. I thought of going to the. I don't know whether I'm going uh, quickly on to the 10 wholesome actions, which is quite interesting because you have been listening to all the unwholesome things over and over again. You know what I mean? So we can come back to them, but it's better to know the wholesome actions as well. Do you agree with me, or you want me to go to the Paticca Samuppada again?
Okay, I will do the interpreter, okay? Interpretation and ask them if we go ahead with the 10 Hosantis or just just review the what original dependent origination. Okay, I will ask them.
Okay.
Um,
If so, I'll go to
尊贵
that. Yeah, yeah. That's up to you.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much, Doctor. 就是我们的博士在问，我们的菩提博士在问我们是滚动式的学习，是先学，也就今天晚上学十善业，就是十善业这一块，还是我们再回到前面所讲的十二因缘里面再重复一遍，请十善业答一，然后回到十二因缘答二，请大家在屏幕上表示一下，或者直接上麦来说好吗？
What do you reckon? You think better to go to the Paticca Samuppada again?
嗯just
Or
wait for a moment, and I think um most of them, yes, just several ladies, and just show, they would like to go ahead with the 10 hosts and days. Just follow your
okay.
instruction, okay?
Or we can come back to the Paticca Samuppada and I can quote that with this. We can relate. We are not
Yeah.
following this
Relate.
because we have to get rid of all the unwholesome things. So we have to mention how to get rid of unwholesome things, right? So
Yeah.
if I go through the very first one in the wholesome actions, if you go to Punya Kriya or wholesome action in my book, you will
Mm,
see the first one. So we can go there. First, let us go to the wholesome actions. There are 10 actions. Okay, there are 10 actions.
yeah. And they just type out one. One, it means they agree with you to go ahead with 10 hosts and days. Yes, you please go ahead to lead us.
Yeah, I'll go ahead with that 10. It's on page 32.
Okay, I will. Which page? Page
Thir-
32, right?
yeah, 32. If you go to page 32,
Mm-hmm.
then look at the 10, thus this 10 Punya Kriya. or it's called actions actually. It should be
Um,
not kriya. Kriya is not the term used by Buddha. It is ten punya actions, I would say. The actions. Okay. So
yeah,
it's
okay.
so it's actions in English, but it's kriya or karma. Karma, punya karma. Karma is actions. Okay, 10 actions for harmonious living. 10 actions for harmonious living. All right. Without reading all these things, let us look at the very first one given here. It is dana. It's given as dana. So if you go to page, I would say you go to page, where is that? That is on page, yeah, 35. You go to page 35, please.
35, and what's the keyword? I will
Dana.
study it
Dana is
out.
the one. It's called Dana. Page 35. We can come
It
back
says
to this very
Dana. Okay, Dana. Okay, I
Dana.
see.
The Dana.
Dana, here it is, right?
Yeah, that's the one. Okay, without reading that, let us explain what Dana is. Dana is, in simple terms, Dana is right opposite of Tanha. Dana is,
Oh,
Dana is right opposite of Tanha. We have studied
oh,
Kama Tanha together, but here Buddha comes with a term Dana. Dana is detachment, not attachment. It is detachment, leaving behind the things. No attachment as such. So, no strong attachments. Okay? So, no strong attachments as such. Dana is detachments. Detachment.
attachment. Yes.
Detachment. Now, if you are not attached to the outside world, like, you are creating karma, because if you want to attach to the outside world, you have to introduce karma. I'm going back to what we have studied. I'm not going anywhere else. So I'm repeating those things again and again as well. So when you go to get the outside worldly things in your system to create upadana rupa, of course you have to get attached to the outside world. Now here, in that situation, we attach strongly. Here, dana is detachment. That's the right opposite of attachment. Because kama, tanha together is real attachment. Here, no kama, no tanha. That is detachment. That is dana. Now, let us concentrate on dana. If you are not attaching too much towards outside world strongly, no, you have to associate with them. You have to associate with the outside world. Buddha did that. Buddha is not talking about just to ignore everybody outside. No, you can't live. That is not the point stressing here by Buddha. Buddha says, don't go to strong attachment. Dana is no strong attachment. That is detachment. So that means, I don't know that English word is correct. So I'm just explaining. Dana is no strong attachment. I can put it like that way. It's the negative of the tanha. Because tanha is very tight attachment, very tightly. Here, dana is no, not like that attachment anymore. Now, if you are not attached to anything, okay, let us look at the real situation like Buddhas and Arahants. If there is no attachment whatsoever, or detachment is always working in that system, How about the six senses? Do they need to awake or not for that purpose? Do
Mm.
they do the six senses need to awake?
Need to awake about the detachment.
If there is no attachment, how about the six senses? Do the six senses are going to go behind the outside world, the rupa?
Yes, but I don't think so. Yeah, there is no need to
Yeah,
to.
not that great. The attach if the attachment is not there, the the six senses are
At
very,
ease.
yeah, they are very well controlled. They are not jumping here and there to attach onto the outside world rupa or the to produce the upadana rupa. Can you understand that?
Yes, totally. Yes. So there is no need to be aware
Attach,
of.
yeah. Go behind them and try to attach to them. No need. No need to create upadana rupa. That is called the next one sila. Sila is the next one.
Sila.
Yeah. Dana sila. That means the six senses are well controlled, well behaved, well disciplined, very well controlled. The six senses. It happens automatically. You don't have to force. There is no force as such. It happens automatically. It happens effortlessly. So you don't have to strive hard. Force, it's not happening forcefully. You're not putting a force. It happens automatically. It brings you that. Then yeah, that's right. So you don't have to attach too much. Then if you don't attach too much, then the six senses are controlled by themselves. So you don't have to tell the eyes to control. Then you don't have to tell the ears to control, please. You don't have to tell the tongue to control, please. But they will control. They have to control by themselves. That is sila. So if you are detaching with outside world, the things, not attaching too much, automatically you are control your six senses quite well. Why you are detaching? Why Buddha asks you to detach? The reason is you know the outcomes or the consequences by attaching. That's why Buddha says if you attach kama, tanna, rati, raga, lobha, desha, moha, maccharya, krodha, vaira, I'll be sending to that vaira, the retaliation, if I attach too much. I know that. I very well understood that. I have learned that. I have experienced that from the previous incidents in my life. So I have seen that from outside world, the way other people behave. So I have learned a lot. So therefore, I know the consequences and the outcomes of being attached to the outside world too much. Therefore, I practice to detach as much as I can from the outside worldly things. Now the question is, can I live without attaching? Yes, you can. You don't have to attach too much. Now, when I'm eating, can't I eat and have my tasty food? You can. So in that particular instant, you taste the food and enjoy, but don't attach to that too much. There is no sin as such if you eat well and enjoy the taste. You can enjoy the taste. You can enjoy what is in the outside looking at them, But remember that they are not stable. Remember that they die out. They are not going to stay, long. They are not going to give us permanent happiness. So realizing that you're not going to attach too much, then your ears, tongues, everything is controlled. So your tongue is still getting the taste and enjoying, but no attachment too much. What do you mean by that? Your tongue is not asking to have the same meal tomorrow. Okay? Your tongue is not asking you to get the meal some or other.
Interesting. Yeah. I'll never ask.
So tongue is not going to ask you to get the same meal tomorrow, no matter what you do, bring that to me. No. So
That's
that is,
not the tongue thing. Yeah.
yeah, the tongue means the tongue who gives that message through the mind. So you are not going to create a thought.
Tanna.
So you are not going
Tanna. Tanna.
tanna here. There's no tanna. Because it's not creating tanna into the system. So therefore no thoughts. It's the system is not going to get disturbed. Sankara. If the system is going to get disturbed, here comes the thought. Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankara, Vinyana. Here comes the thought behind us. If you attach too much, so you reduce the thoughts. So you can reduce the thoughts if you detach from things. Thoughts are fictitious actions giving temporary happiness, temporary feelings. So that means
Yes. Yes. Temporary. Temporary.
temporary. So therefore, you have to realize by yourself how the system is working. If I detach, if you say, okay, I am attached to this. Now see, there's another thing. All right. Buddha says another interesting part. It came to my mind just now from another sutra. Buddha says we attach to the things that we don't have. We don't attach too much to the things that we have. Okay, this house. This
We
house
don't.
is here. I'm not attached to this house too much. But if I see a better house, I might say, better to go to that house, but better to buy that house. So then what happens? When you are attaching to the things that you don't have, you are not attaching to the things that you have much. Similarly, say somebody is given in his old car, traveling in the old car, see a very posh car, expensive posh car.
Mhm.
Then, if that person thinks, if I can get that one, that would be more comfortable than this one. Now, see, it's happening in the mind. So what
Tanna.
happened? What happened? So you are not. If a person is too attached to those things, what will happen? Even if you have got a good car, you are not enjoying while going in your car because you are thinking about some other car. So you are not going in
Yeah.
the you are not going in the other car to have the comfort. You are not having the comfort in your own car as well. You are in the middle. You are thinking. So it's a
Yes.
fictitious thought is going on in the middle of the situation where you are not enjoying in your car. You are trying to enjoy something else which is not there. So Buddha says you are attaching to more to the things that you don't have.
Yeah. So yeah. How terrible in that situation.
Yeah, that's the world. People are going behind to get things that they don't have. So Buddha says, be happy with that what you have. Happy with what you have, then the problems are less. But it doesn't mean that you educate yourself, get a higher salary, you go for a better job and all sort of things. So your your ambitions should not be taken out. But even if you can't go to that level, don't worry. You give it a go, give it a try. If you fail, be happy with what you have got. So always
Yes.
you have to figure out everything to not to disturb your system and bring sankara into the body. If you bring sankara, disturbance into your system, the physical system, that's what we learn, then the entire humans process is going to produce thoughts. Thoughts are fictitious actions, and they are giving sadness, sorrowfulness, unhappiness, etc. Now see, this is how the Buddha has interpreted. They are all related. So they are related. You can't take this and explain that without explaining this. There are so many other things I can bring in, but we have not studied them yet. Otherwise, in the other sutra, there are so many, verses that I can bring here, but I can't do that because we have not studied them. So I can remember, I can recall all these things while I'm talking about this. But for the time being, very simply, what it says is detachment brings you sort of a calmness in your system because your six senses are not working in the way they worked earlier. So you can feel that your six senses are pretty calm now. They are well controlled. They are well behaved. They are not
Yeah.
producing, they are not going along the path to produce sankhara. So Rupa
Yes.
Vedana Sanya, Rupa Vedana Sanya, that is Sakkai Ditti is not working, during that time. Sakkai Ditti, know, Vichikicha, okay?
Yes.
It's not
Yes. Yes.
working on, then uh, the Paticca Samuppada. Avidya is not working. Avidya Patya, Sankara Patya, Vinyana. Avidya is uh,
Suffering.
avidya,
Avidya.
avidya is the first three parts of a thought. Rupa,
Yes.
Vedana, Sanya. Yes, it's as you said quite rightly. It's suffering, of course, because it's leading to produce a thought. Avidya is avidya patya sankara. Avidya is Rupa, Vedana, Sanya. Then the sankara comes. Then the vinyana comes. So we studied yesterday avidya patya sankara, sankara patya vijnana. So if you combine all these things together, it's a production of a thought Buddha is talking about. So when you produce that thought, you feel like producing more thoughts. If the first thought is giving unhappiness, you produce another thought to get rid of that unhappiness. Then you might end up in another unhappiness. When you try to get rid both of those unhappiness, produce another thought. They're going very fast until you get a happiness. But we are going behind that. But to get the happiness, we might get the happiness short period of time. Avidya patya, sankara patya, vijnana patya, nama rupa. Namarupatya Salayatanang. Then the six senses have to work hard. If the six senses are working hard, they are not well controlled. They can go anywhere they like, not what we like. Uncontrollable situation. Avidyapatya, Sankarapatya, Vijnanapatya, Namarupatya, Salayatana Passo, then they react. They react with the outside world to bring those upadana rupa in to produce sankhara. You see, so you have to realize those things while you are looking at the dana and sila. So I have escaped from those unwholesome actions now because I am with dana and sila, which is a big relief. Okay,
Yes.
I hope you can
Which is a big.
understand. Big
Yeah.
relief, relief for the
Yeah.
system, relief for the
Yes. Yes.
system, relief for the your blood pressure. It drops. No blood pressure. If you go to the doctor, doctor will say, no, it's very good blood pressure, very good blood pressure. The organs are functioning normal, no problems. They can last long. You can live long. So many things are there. When I say live long, you live long without nasty illnesses. Bad illnesses won't come in because your system is so natural. They are functioning naturally, normally. So many benefits you are gaining. You're gaining benefits through this practice. They are those benefits cannot be achieved with money or anything. You cannot gain these benefits from anything other than controlling yourself, other than detaching, other than not uh, attaching too much towards the outside worldly things. So it's dana sila, the first two items, or first two actions. I would say they are actions. Dana is action, detachment is an action. Then the sila, six senses are not working the way they did earlier. They are pretty calm. They are helping us to produce calmness within the system, so well controlled. So dana sila, then the third one is, look at the next one. It's not very difficult to understand. The next one is bhavana. Look at the next one, bhavana. Bhavana is meditation. Meditation here, what bhavana is? Meditation. It is contemplation. What is that? Because the benefits that you get, the calmness, you like to practice what it says, you feel like practicing dana and sila is called bhavana. You feel like practicing or promoting, undertaking to promote dana and sila collectively. So that means you are happy with that. You are gaining something. You are benefiting. So you say to yourself, the system tells you, what a relief. I have to stick to this. I like to stick to this. I like to follow this. Why not? Why should I follow something else which will bring me sorrowfulness? This is so good. This is so beneficial. So therefore, I'm going along this path. Dana, Sila, Bhavana. So I'm practicing that. That practice is called the Bhavana, which is the contemplation. In these 10 unwholesome actions, the most wonderful part, Bhavana. So feel like doing that. When you doing that, when you are enjoying that, Buddha says don't get attached to the enjoyment that you are having here. Don't get attached to that. Then you go back to the attachment again. You follow me? What I said?
Yeah.
You, you get enormous relief. You get enormous relief. You are very happy. But Buddha,
Enormous.
enormous
Enormous.
means,
Enormous.
yeah, huge, huge, huge,
Huge.
huge.
Huge. Right?
Yeah, huge. Enormous happiness. You get enormous happiness from dana and sila. That is called bhavana. You feel like doing that over and over again, non-stop. You should. But don't get attached to that happiness. You get as a benefit from these two actions, dana and sila. Buddha says. So don't get attached to that. So you release that. If you get an attachment, just leave it alone. Leave it alone. Don't go for that happiness. Just enjoy the controlling and the peacefulness. You can enjoy the peacefulness, but don't get attached to that peacefulness even. Buddha said too much. Then you get addicted to that. Very subtle
Addicted
point
to
here.
that. Yeah.
Very subtle point. So, so therefore, that part is called dana sila bhavana patti dana. Next one. Patti dana means the next one. Go to the next one. So you practice. I'll come back to these ones again. Then the next one is patti dana. Where is that?
Well, there, I cannot follow you.
Yeah, yeah.
Partidana.
Patti
Here it
dana.
is, right?
Patti dana is your policy. Now see, it has got the dana. The first term is still there. Dana. Can you see that? Is
Policy.
that yeah? It's a your policy is confirmed. Your policy, patti means policy, is to practice dana. So what to practice? The the happiness that you get, you are going to leave it alone. So leave the dana happiness that you get. So that is called patti dana. Can you follow me now? Okay, we'll go back to the first one. Okay, you are going to you're not going to attach too much.
Mm,
Then your six senses are well controlled.
yes.
Then you get a happy feeling.
Yes.
You practice that over and over again. That is bhavana. Bhavana means you are practicing. It's called a skill development. You develop that skill to be with dana and sila. So you are going to be with dana and sila. That practice is called bhavana. While
Baba,
doing that,
ba,
bhavana,
ba, ba,
bhavana, bhavana.
babana. Babana, what does it mean?
Yeah, bhavana is you are practicing dana, and if you practice anything, that's called bhavana.
Dana, dana. Okay, I see. Meditation?
Yeah, dana and sila, you are practicing dana, you get the controlling six senses, you feel
Mm-hmm.
better, you like it. So you say to yourself, the internal system is doing all these things. So your internal system says, go with it. Practice that. Practice more with all the things. Detach as much as you can. Don't attach too much. So you go on practicing, practicing, practicing. That practice or the developing a skill to practice, that development of a skill is called bhavana. So it's like somebody is playing a game. So that person is like that game. So he's practicing, practicing, in the night, day and night practicing, something like that. That is bhavana,
So you
practice.
also you also mentioned the game.
Yeah,
So
game,
addicted
sport.
to the game?
Yeah, they are attached to the game, a sport or tennis or badminton or you name anything, so table tennis or cricket or football, who knows, basketball, anything. So any game, if somebody is fond of that, so they like to
Mm-hmm.
practice. But here we like to practice these ones because we are looking for the eradication of fearful suffering. So therefore
Yes.
we practice these things over and over again. But Buddha said, don't attach to that too much. Then you stop there. You don't go anywhere. So you have to go further up in the system to get the finally, you have to get rid of everything to attain the bliss of Nibbana. Nibbana is no attachment at all to anything.
Yes.
So,
Whatever. Yeah.
so to
Well,
achieve
oh,
that, yeah, sorry, yeah, you can say what you want to. Yeah.
so you just mentioned nirvana, and it means you mean that whatever attached to the unwholesome, let's check it, unwholesome actions, no,
No, you
whatever
can't.
unwholesome or
Yeah,
wholesome, right?
yeah, wholesome. So you're not attached to unwholesome or wholesome or anything. You're not like something or you don't dislike. So it's neutral situation. What is Nibbana? Nibbana is full of Nibbana is nirvana. That's called nirvana or Nibbana. That
Mm-hmm.
is fully neutral. You are neutral. You are looking at everything neutrally. No attachment at all
Yes, so
for
good.
anything. Yeah. So it's to come because if you get attached to this, even this happiness, then the system stops there, terminates there. Then you can't go further. You have to go further down, further up. In other words, in this list, you have to go down and get the other thing. So patti dana means I'm going to produce, I'm going to make a decision where I'm not going to attach to the happiness I'm going to get. That is patti dana. Patti dana means dana is you are detaching to the happiness you get. That is your policy. So create a policy to detach from everything that you get. You start with detachment. To detach, you did when you detach, you get uh, the six senses control. So you're not going to attach to that also. When the six senses are control, you're not attaching to that. Then dana sila, then you practice that. For that practice, even you are not going to get attached to because of the happiness or the relief that you get. So you are still with dana. So you are ready to detach from anything that you get. It's not pretty easy to understand. If you practice this only, you can get a good understanding deeply. Now we can understand, but real we have to practice that and see the real truth. So Pattidana means I'm ready to detach from anything, no matter good or bad or relief or anything. So Buddha says don't attach to the reliefs because that is also
Yeah,
that becomes a addict. Should not get
relief.
addicted.
Uh, yeah, addict. Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
addictive to don't get addictive to anything in this world. It's
yes,
very hard to
exactly.
explain. So you can ask questions. I like the questions. So Pattidana, then the next one is Pattanu Modana. I'll stop there for today. Pattanu Modana. What is the next one? Pattanu Modana. So you respect. Pattanu Modana is uh, so you are not becoming addictive to that. So you Modana means you respect that by your system, but you are not going to attach to those things.
Yes, I can feel. So just now I was still thinking over what does it mean. What do you mean about the policy?
Policy is your now see people have policies. My policy is not to get angry.
Oh,
Firm
so
decision.
so
Firm
so
decision. Policy is a
maybe
firm decision. Yeah.
firm decision and
Yeah.
resolution.
Or resolution. Yeah, that's right. So you can say
Oh,
it's coming from your system. I can't go for the other people. I can say to myself, hereafter, it's like a policy. If say somebody was smoking in life, smoking, cigarettes or cigars or whatever. So
Yeah,
that
cigar,
person,
cigarettes. Yeah.
yeah, when that person takes a decision, firm decision, a policy, hereafter,
Ah,
no matter what, I'm not going to smoke hereafter. That's a policy, stable policy. It's a determination, it's a firm determination not to do that again.
determination. Yes, yes, I got it.
A policy. So, firm determination to carry out dana. So, I'm going to carry out dana. So, I'm going to practice dana hereafter, no matter what. Even if I lose my life, I'm not going to attach to anything too much. So that is what it is. I'll tell you a good story. Uh, the Arahant was sitting somewhere in the close to a forest, and the uh, a thief went running near by that Arahant. Then the person coming behind to catch the thief asked the Arahant, "Did you see a man running somewhere along this path?" Now, if Arahant says yes, he will catch the fellow and might kill him. If Arahant says no, Arahant becomes a liar. So, what was the answer? Arahant said, "I didn't see a person, but I saw a skeleton." So, that fellow got confused.
Ah, yes.
The Buddha, the Arahant see the skeleton, because Arahant see, if they see something, they see the interior. They can see the interior of a person or a house. If they see a house, they might see, I saw a pile of bricks, mortar or timber, put together. That
Yeah,
is what
bricks
the
and
Arahant see as
timber.
we see the house as a nice item, but the Arahant see the parts separately. That
Yeah.
was the answer by the Arahant. But even then, that man killed the Arahant, because he thought this fellow is, not answering the question, telling something else, which I can't understand. Skeleton. Now see, because
Skeleton.
yeah,
Skeleton, it means the yeah,
skeleton.
somebody died
Yes,
and just
the bone
just the
structure.
bones.
Bone structure. Bone structure was a human being.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Bone structure.
Then,
So
now
it's
see,
very interesting.
when now
Could you?
see, even I'm killed, even somebody kills me, I'm not going to tell untruth. That Arhan said the truth, because it's a skeleton with flesh running down. So he said, skeleton with some flesh ran away. That is what the Arhan saw. But that fellow couldn't understand how the Arahants are working. So therefore he killed the Arahant. So Arahant, now see, when somebody is killing or touching or doing some things, stabbing an Arahant, Arahant won't change his uh, system, doesn't get sankara into the system. So Arahant would die without any attachment or detachment. So there is no anger coming from an Arahant. Even somebody kills an Arahant. So that is the state, Buddha said. It is like this. For example, say somebody is going to cut a branch of a tree. The tree is not shout at the person and say, "Don't cut me, don't cut me." You know what I mean? Say somebody is going to destroy the entire tree, cutting from the, taking the roots even. But the tree doesn't shout.
Never.
Tree is not worried about it. So the arahants are, you know, the systems of the arahants are behaving in the same manner.
You mean the Arahant? It means um ahas. Ahas.
Arahants means those who have achieved the nibbana.
Yeah, okay, I see. Ahaship. Maybe in English the ahaship, aha. I'm not sure
Arahantship,
how to.
arahantship, yeah, arahantship, yeah,
Oh
arahantship,
yeah, okay.
arahantship, yeah. That's they
So
call
got
it.
it, got it. So
Like Buddhahood.
I just try
Arahanthood.
it.
Yeah. You can say
Yeah, yeah, I can
arahanthood. Yeah,
yeah,
you got
I
it.
can totally I can totally yeah follow you now. Yeah. That's the yeah the is someone some yeah someone
Yeah,
some
they have.
saint people yeah saint people who achieve nirvana
Yeah,
nibbana.
they have given up everything. There is no attachment. If somebody asks, "Can I cut your hand?" Yes, you can. Can I cut your other hand? Cut it. No problem. That's a different state, unbelievable state.
Yeah.
So so now go back to what I said: Dana, Sila, Bhavana, Pattidana, Pattanumodana. 5 items or 5 actions. So that means you detach, then your six sensors would be controlled or well behaved, not going to produce upadana rupa to bring the sankara into the system and make the system very, very sad and unhappy.
Yes.
So, dana, sila, bhavana. Then, when that particular relief is experienced by a person for the first time, that person tends to practice that dana and sila over and over again in any situation. That is called bhavana. That is called bhavana. So, dana and sila, practicing dana and sila, contemplating on dana and sila is called bhavana. That's the third action in this wholesome actions, bhavana. Then, if there is any happiness or relief that's going to contain in the system, that person is not going to get attached to that. That is called pattidana. So pattidana is that feeling or that relief is not accepted or attached onto. Then the system respects. The system itself respects those 4 items all the time and admire, respect, endorse, agrees, you know, to go along those actions in his or her life. As a matter of fact, it is the policy of that person, determination. So it's Pattidana, Pattanu Modana is that. That's the fifth one, Pattanu Modana. It's like
Adana Modena. Next one.
next one, yeah, fifth one, Pattanu Modana.
Fifth one. What is there?
That's this one, yeah,
This one?
Pattanu Modana.
Okay.
Now see, if you look at these, okay, if you look at these terms, Buddha's, sounds, look at these, right? The
Mm?
first thing I want to concentrate on this, just look at the terms, the sounds. First one is dana, okay? First one is
Yes.
dana. Oh,
Dana.
I'm going back to that again. So first one is dana. Okay, first one is dana. So I'm repeating that to make sure you concentrate. First one is dana, second one is sila. Okay?
Second one is sila.
Sila. So dana is
Sila.
detachment,
Detachment.
no strong attachments. Okay? Sila is,
Okay.
yeah, you are controlling your six senses. So they are well behaved now. They are not jumping here and there to search for outside things to bring over the upadana rupa into the system. So they are well behaved now,
Yes.
six senses. So they are not troubling the system. Okay? Then
Yeah.
dana sila bhavana. That means because the system is feeling better now rather than previously, what was going on,
Previous.
now the system is fairly happy. So therefore, the system likes to practice dana and sila. That is
Oh,
called
repeat it
bhavana.
to
Yes,
extend it.
bhavana. Bhavana is the system itself likes to practice dana and sila. That is
Oh,
called bhavana. That's another action. So first action is dana, detachment to everything. Then the system realizes that the six senses are well controlled, well behaved, not jumping here and there, asking, I like that, I like this, this, that. No. So therefore, it's well controlled. The sila is well controlled. Six senses are made now. Six senses are working in a different manner compared to what it was doing earlier, bringing all these upadana rupa. Now, this person is quite happy with the dana and sila actions, those two actions. So like to practice that more and more. That is called bhavana, contemplating on those things. Contemplating on those things. You're happy up to that point?
yes, yes. Happy
Yeah,
with that.
yeah, that's good. Then patti dana. Next one is patti dana. Now see, when I say patti dana, two sounds. Second one is the same dana. Look at the first one. First
Yeah,
one
yeah,
is
yeah.
dana. Here patti
Patidana.
dana. Dana. So dana is there. Patti is a adjective. Adjective to the dana. It coming in front.
Oh, adjective to
Now
the
what
dana.
is an adjective? It's like it's a good boy. It's like
Oh,
adjective.
good.
Adjective.
Good
Yeah,
boy.
yeah, it's
Oh,
like good boy. So it's adjective, patidana, good boy, like that, right? So it's the adjective is patti. What is patti means? Happy to. Now dana is detachment. So what is rejecting? The happiness is rejecting. So patti means there is a firm decision to detach anything comes into the system. So that is
oh,
called bhakti. While doing these actions, if anything comes into the system, happiness, relief, or anything, it's ready to detach from them. That is called bhakti dana. Pattanu modana means, now see, next one is pattanu modana. So same term of the first one is sound is there. Pattanu. Instead of patti, it's called pattanu. It's very similar sound. Pattanu modana. All right? Look at that.
yeah.
So
Excuse me, doctor. And so just now you mentioned the patidana. Pati is an adjective, right?
yes,
So, it equals to what kind of English? So is it possible to find a word to replace it?
patti is like, yeah, explain word. Okay. You can say the policy or the determination to anything. Determination is to uh, detach from anything.
Make
Determination.
make your mind to make up your
Yeah.
mind to do something.
Yeah. So it's like, uh, happy to detach. That my
Happy to
determination, yeah,
detach. Okay.
my system works along that direction all the time. I would say determination to detach from anything. That's called patti dana. Dana is
Okay.
dhyana is detachment. So what is patti? Patti means uh, determination to detachment.
Okay. Okay.
Determination to detachment. Put it like that.
Okay. Somehow I can feel it. Yeah, thank you so much for explanation. Further
Okay.
explanation.
That's all right. Then now see, go to the next one, the fifth one. I don't want to go any further. Next one is
Mm-hmm.
pattanu modana. Now see, the same sound is there. Patti, this one is pattanu, starting with the same
Yeah.
patti and
It may be this similar.
similar, very similar sound.
Mm-hmm.
Pattanu modana. That means it's that particular decision is confirmed totally. No ambiguity. It's not going anywhere else. Pattanu modana. That means sticking to that and respect it. Modana means respecting. I'll
Ah,
respect the previous pattidana. I'll respect the previous pattidana is pattanu modana. I respect that and stick to that. I won't change it. Pattanumodana means that previous Pattidana is confirmed in the system. Confirmed.
yes.
Now see how good it is, Buddha said, to eradicate all the 45 unwholesome actions that we studied. Kama, Tanha, Rati, Rag,
Mhm.
Lobha, Vesha, Moha, Machariya, Krodha, Vaira. Kamachanda, the hindrances, Kamachanda, Vyapada, Tinamidda, Uddachkukucha, Vijigicha. That's 15. Then went to the fetters or the Dasa Sangyojan. Kamachanda, Vyapada, Tinamidda is Sakkayaditti. Sakkayaditti, Vichigicha, Silabbata Paramasa, Kamaraga, Patiga, Ruparaga, Aruparaga, Mana, Uddacha, Avidya. Then
Abijah.
अविद्यापत्या संकार संकारपत्या विज्ञान विज्ञानपत्या नाम रूपं नाम रूपपत्या सलायतनं सलायतन is ayatan the six senses. Yeah,
Yes.
they are awaking, they are coming up to help for what? To make us unhappy.
Yes, yes, exactly. So 10 fetus and 10 10 entanglement. 10
Yes,
entangements.
yes, attachment. So the you know अविद्यापत्या संकारपत्या विज्ञानपत्या नामरूपपत्या सलायतनपत्या पස්සपत्या वेदनापत्या तन्नापत्या उपादानपत्या भवपत्या jati jara vyadi marana. So the entire system is disabled, you know. Now it's ill health situation now. Jati Jara Vyadiman, then it will kill. It will kill destroy the previous very calm person's situation is totally destroyed. Like the mother's situation, as I said, very calmly she was doing something, all of a sudden realized that the son has not come on time. So the entire system get deteriorated and kill the or destroy her calm, calm, calmful life. Jati Jara Marana Vyadi Toka Parideva, then the unhappiness is going through spreading through the entire system. So it's like shivering. Fear comes. Everything is there. So that is called the Soka Parideva. Soka means Sorrow, soka, same sound.
Soga, sorrow, sorrow,
Sorrow, yeah, sorrowfulness. So sorrow,
sorrow. Oh.
soka. Soka parideva means parideva, the next term is parideva. That sorrowfulness is spreading to the entire system. Soka parideva. Then that's a huge unhappiness or sorrowfulness. So that is called soka parideva dukkha. Dukkha is suffering. It's a huge suffering. It's a fearful suffering. Dukkha domanassa payasa sambhavanti. So that is how the system get unhappy. Is unhappiness is suffering is a mountain. Is Buddha didn't use a huge suffering. It's Buddha used the term that suffering is like a mountain, never ending
Yeah, mountain.
mountain. That's what it's called.
So mountain. Yeah. So
Mountain,
so
very high
we
mountain.
in yeah in which part you mention it like a mountain?
It says Sambhavanti evametassa kevalasa dukkhaskanda. Dukkhaskanda means suffering is like a mountain.
Suffering is like a
Dukkhaskanda.
mountain.
Yeah, this
Yes, yes,
dukkhaskanda,
yes,
dukkhaskanda. Now see, there are two sounds. Dukkha is suffering, skanda means mountain.
yes,
Dukkhaskanda,
yes, yes,
samudaya means that mountain is going up, and samudaya means is going up and up and up, never ending.
yes.
Going up. So that when it goes up, what will happen? Sometimes people destroy themselves. They suicide.
Dukkha. Yeah.
They go and do sorts of all sort of things. They destroy things. They destroy people. They shoot at people. They stab at people. Who knows what they are going to do?
Mm.
Because their intentions are not fulfilled, so they take the revenge from anybody nearby. Because of that, dukkha
Yes.
skanda samudaya hoti. That is what the Paticca Samuppada says. To calm
Okay.
down, let us come to this. Buddha says, Dana Sila Bhavana, Pattidana, Pattana Moda. Then the next five will be discussed tomorrow, and we'll come back to the 10 defilements. I'll mention those things again and again. It's better to practice and look at them over and over again if you've got time. Then we'll come to the 10 perfections after that. That will complete what is in the book.
Oh, so all the fundamentals are finished, yeah, with the end of 10 perfections, right?
The 10 perfections. Danam Silancha Nikkammam Panyaviriya Panchamam. There are
Really
10.
hard for me.
I'll talk to that. That's quite interesting. Uh, Mittu Pekka Medasa. So it's 10. So it's 10 perfections. Practice 10 perfections and 10 wholesome actions. If somebody is practicing that, those 45 unwholesome actions can't come closer to that person. They can't come and ruin the system. That is what Buddha did. That is what the Arahants are doing. Arahantship. When somebody is at the Arahantship or Arahanthood. All
Gosh, yeah,
right.
yeah, 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 yeah. I can follow that, but yeah, the
Yeah, we'll,
most
go, we'll,
difficult.
we'll, we'll, we'll repeat those things again and again. So to consolidate, I would like to see everybody's, uh, absorbing or concentrating on those lines. So I want you to become, experts on this finally. Okay?
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much. And for me, it's hard to, yeah, to get
Yeah.
the market language. So
Now,
I'm Always working on it.
No, don't say that. You can, you can. If I can, you can. I'm a human being.
Yes,
I'm a
yes,
human being.
yeah,
You can. So
yes,
it's
yes,
not difficult. Now, I will
yes.
try my
I believe
best.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. All right. We'll stop there. If you have any questions, you can ask me now. I can spend another 5 minutes. No problem. Do you get anything that not quite happy with?
Yeah, okay. And today, because I didn't preview what you are going to, yeah, what you were going to teach us the 10,000 days. So, till now, I have no question. I'm not sure if others.
Okay. Now, what I'll do tomorrow, I'll tell you now. Tomorrow, I'm going to go to the Paticca Samuppada again to consolidate on that. Then relate that to the 10, 5, 5, uh, this, not unwholesome, wholesome actions. I'm going to relate that to get rid of Paticca Samuppada through these good actions, we'll say, punya actions. All right?
Pyongyang actions. Yes, okay.
Good actions.
So are they all of them are
Yeah,
totally opposite, such as Tana and Dana? Yeah, in that way.
totally obsolete. Which one?
Uh, 10,000 defilements and no, 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 10 unwholesome defilements, 10 defilements and are opposite to the 10,000 actions.
Yeah, they are opposite. Not directly, but you can relate because you can get,
Oh,
three
oh,
items together and see dana is kama, tanna, rati, raga. Dana. There are two. When you detach from kama, tanna, rati, raga. Its repetition is not there. Kama
yes,
is
yes,
likings and disliking. Tanna is attachment. Rati is your system get disturbs, warming up, disturbed.
yes. One
Raga
more.
is,
Yeah.
repetitively happening that. So you can eradicate all these things. You can eradicate by bringing dana because these are doing by the physical system. Whatever does by the physical system can be eradicated because you are controlling the six senses. Whatever
Yes.
the senses are bringing in will be eliminated totally from dana, sila, bhavana. You see,
Yeah.
dana,
Yeah.
sila,
Yeah.
bhavana helps to eradicate whatever brings into the system by the six senses. So that is how you look at it. But next one is you're just sticking to that, bhavana, and you are practicing that, you respect that, you stick to a. So that is a benefit. But if you look at dana, sila, bhavana, if you practice these three, these two,
Yeah.
dana and sila, you are controlling your six senses. So six senses can play havoc as did in the past. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
can't
Yeah. Yeah. I
they
know.
can't play havoc, and bring suffering to the system. That's what Buddha says. They can't. Now Buddha said, okay, I'll give you this one. Buddha said, in the seven, there are seven ways Buddha look at this after the enlightenment. Buddha look at what Buddha has achieved in seven ways. Seven
In
ways.
seven ways.
Yeah, in seven ways. In that seven ways, the last one, Buddha said, for the last so many years in the past and the past lives, everything, my six senses were controlled by the outside world. But now, from from this particular point of time, I am controlling the outside, not the outside is, I'm not allowing the outside to control my six senses. That is what is
Yeah.
called
So
Bodhi.
almighty. Yes. So how amazing.
Yeah. So hereafter, you can't control me. I'm controlling you. Hereafter. That is what Buddha said. It's a dawning statement. Dawning statement in that, seven situations. Dawning.
Yeah. So you sent it to us, right?
Yeah, that particular one is, I send it to you, the dawning statement, but I have not mentioned that because this is another dawning statement where seven items are there. But this one that I sent you, that is after enlightenment, Buddha said, uh, how he went along to prevent the sankara. He's mentioning there, Buddha is mentioning and stressing how bad sankara is in that particular uh, dawning statement given by the Buddha, which I have sent to you. I translated that Magadhi part to English.
Okay. So good. Thank you so much for your.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah.
So you can read through that, little by little, sentence by sentence. You can ask questions whenever you feel like doing that. You ask questions about that as we can discuss. That's
We
a very,
will.
that's a very important part. That that dawning says statement after the enlightenment.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
a wonderful statement. I really admire that, to read, and it's pleasing, and make my entire system very pleasing and calm when I read that.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Yes. Thank you so much for your time
Okay,
and
that's all
also
right.
energy and also contribution. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you.
Before ending the lecture, I would like to make a prayer on blessed by the Buddha's wonderful teachings and especially the examples you gave us tonight. And uh, yeah, I admire the Buddha more and more. And blessed by our mentor Benny's instruction, and blessed by Dr. Bodhi and Dr. Mrs. Bodhi's compassion, leading and inspiring. May all beings have the intention to achieve Bodhi and quickly realize the unsurpassed enlightenment, just like our Buddha. Thank you so much again.
Thank you so much for the wishes. All the best. Same to you all. Thanks for listening. Bye bye. Good
Thank
night.
you. Good night.
Good
All the
night.
best.
All the best.